Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe at home. So guys, a lot of you were requesting me a video on the soil for propagating succulents because we've already spoken about how to propagate succulents by leaves, when to water them, and what are the mistakes to be avoided while propagating succulents. But I did miss out on the most important part, and that was the soil requirement. Now guys, for adult succulents and for the propagation of succulents, there are a lot of common points that I'm going to be talking about. Now, the most common thing is the soil has to be well draining even for your propagation. Now, when you have well draining soil, that brings us to another point, that is your container or tray in which you're going to propagate your succulents must have a drain hole. So you need to have a well draining soil and you need to have a drain hole. Apart from that, the next common thing is, as our adult succulents like to have porous, loose soil, the same goes for our propagation leaves as well. But there is one ingredient that we'll be adding to the soil mixture which we do not use for our adult succulents, and that is Coco Peat. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to prepare the soil mix for propagation of leaves. So the first step what I do is I filter my garden soil with the help of this plastic pot. You can see the amount of scratches are there on this plastic pot. Now I do not tend to use any kind of net to filter the soil because I use a lot of old garden soil which have a lot of lumps and larger rocks present in them. So this pot kind of gives me a very consistent quality of soil once I filter it with this pot. Now the drain holes on this pot are approximately half a centimeter, so all the larger lumps and the larger rocks tend to get collected in the pot, leaving behind a good consistent amount of soil for my soil mix. Now guys, this is optional, you can skip this if you have a soil that does not have a lot of lumps. But if you're a kind of a person who digs up soil from the backyard or from the roadside, you might end up having a lot of lumps which might create a problem in creating a good soil mix, because we all want to have a very consistent and smooth soil mix for our propagation. So guys, this is how I start filtering the soil for propagation mix. You can see that the soil is not too fine. Also, it does not have large granules or it does not have large lumps. Now this is how I start filtering the soil with the help of this black pot. And you can see the amount of large lumps and larger rocks that are left behind in the pot. Now guys, nothing goes to waste. You can see these large lumps, they can be used for adult succulents, especially when you're potting your adult succulents. These larger lumps can be placed at the bottom of the pot. It will give you an extra help with draining the water and not clogging the drain hole. And these small fine granulates that you can see can also be used for your adult succulents, making the soil more porous. Now this is the grit material that is left behind post filtration. As I said, it does not go in waste. You can use this grit material for adult succulents. You can make a separate potting mix with the help of this grit. Now after filtration, this is the soil that we have collected. This is the mix that is going to go in the propagation soil. You can see how loose and porous this soil is, and this is the kind of consistency that you need. So after the collection of garden soil, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to add Coco Peat. Now here I'm going to be taking an equal amount of Coco Peat, that is 1:1 ratio, and we're going to give it a good mix. So the reason behind adding Coco Peat to the mix is basically because Coco Peat tends to retain moisture, and we need to maintain a slight moisture in the soil because the new roots that will be emerging from the leaf are going to be very delicate and fragile, and this Coco Peat will avoid them from drying. So after mixing the garden soil and Coco Peat, this is the kind of mixture you're gonna get. It's gonna be very loose, it's gonna be porous, and it's going to be free flowing. You can see that the soil is not heavy, the soil is not sticky, and this is the kind of consistency you need to have. So guys, here's another tip. What you can do is just take the soil in your hand and close your fist. When you open your fist and if the soil falls apart, crumbles, that means that you have made a very good soil for your propagation. But in case when you open your fist and the soil, you tend to get a mud ball, that means that your soil is not up to the mark. What you'll have to do is add a little bit of sand, but do not add any more of garden soil. So it's time to prepare the propagation tray. As I said, you need to have a drain hole. I'm using a pebble to cover the drain hole so that the soil does not flow through. Now guys, ensure that your propagation tray is not very deep. It should be shallow but not too deep. So here is my propagation tray all set and ready. So now I'm going to start laying the leaves on the propagation soil. Now guys, as I've said this earlier as well, let your succulent leaves callus for at least 2 to 3 days and then put them on the soil bed. Now here my leaves have already calloused and they were sitting in a dry place for some time. That's why you can see that they have already started shooting out pups. Now guys, in this way you're going to place them one by one on the soil, and here you can see I have used a lot of leaves in one propagation tray and have just placed them next to each other. Now this pot or this tray is quite small, so I will be using the bottom watering method to water them, but not yet, once I start seeing that the roots appear. Now guys, that was a very small propagation tray, but here you can see I'm propagating succulents on a larger scale with these huge propagation trays. Now guys, because these propagation trays are very huge and big, it's going to be very difficult and challenging to do bottom watering for these leaves. That is the reason why you'll notice that I have placed these leaves in a particular manner. It's not just for the sake of design, but there is a purpose behind it. So guys, this method is going to help me water them in a safer way without dropping water onto the leaves, because we have to avoid water falling onto the leaves. Now what I'm going to do here is, with the help of this plastic bottle that I have over here, I've made a small hole on the cap. With the help of this bottle, I am going to be watering these trays. Now guys, I cannot water the entire tray right now because most of the succulents have not rooted. But here there are a couple of leaves that have rooted, so I can show you how I'm going to water these leaves. Now with a very gentle way, I'm going to be putting this water in between this lane that I have created so that the water does not fall onto the leaves, but the water just comes in contact with the roots. So guys, this is one of the best way to do if you're doing your propagation on a larger scale. But if you're just a beginner, please do not do propagation on a large scale. So guys, some of you had questions regarding how to place the leaves on the soil. What's the correct way to do it? Now guys, here I'm going to be showing you this example on the palm of my hand because it's going to be much easier to see. Now guys, here I have a couple of different shaped leaves that I have used. Now guys, each leaf is quite different in shape and size, but there is one common thing. Every leaf is going to have a curve beneath. Now it's very simple, that what I'm going to show you over here. Let's take this leaf as an example. All you have to do is just check the underneath. It's going to have a curve. Now this curve is just going to sit on the soil like this. Now it's going to be a little difficult. It was going to move around over here because it's my hand, but in the soil it's going to sit very firm. And ensure that the end what you see, it has to be closer to the soil, and that's where the roots are going to come. Now in case if you have placed your succulent upside down, that's not the right way, but if you have already done that and if the succulent has already sent the roots, please don't pull it out, leave it as it is, there is no harm. But if you're doing it for a new leaf, always ensure that your leaf is placed in this way. So guys, here is another leaf. As you can see, this leaf, the part that you had pulled out from the mother leaf, that end comes closer to the soil because that's where the roots are going to come out from. And the curved part beneath would be sitting on the soil like this. Now guys, it's absolutely fine. In case if you have placed it wrongly, it's okay. Because here you can see, here is another example. This leaf was just fallen down. It was not placed correctly. You can see this was supposed to be the underneath and this was supposed to be the part above, which had to be kept onto the soil, but the leaf happened to fall upside down. But that didn't stop the leaf from propagating. You can see it's a very unusual shape, but the pup has still managed to come out of the leaf. So guys, there is nothing to be worried about. Either ways the pup will come up, but it's always better to do the right way. So guys, this was all about the soil mix for propagation. If you have already started propagating your succulents, I wish you all the luck and success. And for also those people who are not so lucky with the propagation, it's absolutely fine. There is always a next time. I'm sure you're going to learn and have a successful propagation next time. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, please consider subscribing to my channel. Until then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.